Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be talking about Curtis Samuel and why I think the Washington football team should shut him down for the rest of the 2021 NFL season and get him ready for the 2022 NFL season. You know, he met with doctors today and it just doesn't look like he's progressing, and I think it would be in everyone's best interest if he just, recovered, maybe even got surgery and got ready for next season. I'll also give you guys a new injury report for the Washington football team versus Bucs game. Washington added an injury report and the Bucs are really struggling with some injuries. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And also make sure to check out WinView, link in the description. Let's get into it. It is currently week 10 of the NFL season, and Curtis Samuel has only played 27 snaps for the Washington football team this season because of his groin injury. And he's been on and off, but mostly off the field, and his groin injury doesn't seem better, and I really think it might be better for them just to shut him down for the rest of the season so he doesn't make it worse than it already is. Just an update on his situation. I'll read this tweet right here from Grant Paulson. Curtis Samuel is not at practice today. He's meeting with doctors for another appointment to get an update on his ongoing groin recovery. And yeah, it just seems like it has. This injury happened in May, guys. It happened at the end of May, maybe early June, but some time then, and he has not recovered yet. It's just crazy that they've just mishandled this situation so much, and part of that has happened after Ryan Vermillion has been placed on administrative leave, but a lot of that happened while he was here. He left, he was gone after sometime in October, I believe, maybe late September, and Curtis Samuel injured it in May, June, and tweaked it again in September, and it's just really unfortunate how all of this has played out. And I just think that really at this point we're 2-6, and it's just, I don't think it's worth it to risk it even more. And Curtis Samuel, you might be if this is a new player, this is a rookie guy that, doesn't really know the system, you want him to get some more reps. But with Curtis Samuel, he knows the system pretty well, and the quarterbacks, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, and probably Ryan Fitzpatrick as well, the quarterbacks throwing to him this year probably won't be the quarterbacks throwing to him next year, or at least hopefully not. Hopefully we get another guy in here as our starter. So that's another thing where you might as well shut him down for the rest of the season, and if surgery is an option, go ahead and do that. Ron Rivera, when he was asked about surgery a month ago, or maybe even more than a month ago, by one of the reporters, he said to stop asking that because it's not going to happen. Well, it seems like it's definitely on the table now after it's been 4+ months with this injury, and it hasn't recovered. And it's just unfortunate because Curtis Samuel was really supposed to open up this offense and help out Terry McLaurin, and you saw what how he did open up the offense in that Falcons game. Even though he was limited, he only played 25 snaps in that game, he still performed pretty well. I think he had 4 catches. I don't remember the yardage, but he was effective. He got 3+ first downs for us, and he helped out Terry McLaurin, and he was limited obviously in that game, but you saw a glimpse what he brought to this offense, and he's probably going to be out for the year. Honestly, they might try to bring him back at some point, week 14, whenever he's coming back, and maybe he'll play for a few weeks, but you're again risking him coming back too early and re-aggravating that groin, because that's what happened. He got injured May to June, and then they sat out because they didn't have anything until training camp. He came back in training camp, couldn't do anything, and then it took him a while to come back from training camp, and then when he did, I think on the second day, he tweaked it. He sat out for another month after that. And then, the first week he plays over his snap count, or, they didn't want him to play the 25 snaps he did. And then, even Rivera said he played too many snaps and that really hurt him. And then he tweaked it again in the next game against the Saints. So he obviously got rushed into it, which contributed to his injury. So he's still not practicing. So unless he can get because if Curtis Samuel does come back this season, I want him to be practicing for at least 2 weeks before that fully, because you want to make sure he is absolutely 100%. If you're going to play him, you want to make sure the groin isn't a factor, if he's, because you just don't want to rush him back into it and, re-aggravate it at the end of the season and where it's a factor in, spring next year, because these things, like we've seen, take a while if they aren't treated correctly. And if he re-aggravates it again, who knows when he's going to be able to come back on the field. And it's just unfortunate that our 3 biggest free agent signings this year have all just been super disappointing, whether it's been for, injuries or just underperforming. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick hasn't played this year except for the first quarter and a half. He got injured with that, with the hip injury. Curtis Samuel, the medical staff kind of, mishandled that. And then William Jackson, a combination of injuries and just underperforming. I had really high expectations for Curtis Samuel. And William Jackson a little bit as well, but especially Curtis Samuel. And our 3 biggest free agent signings have been duds so far, and not really necessarily on the players, but it's just injuries and underperforming. We'll see. Curtis Samuel obviously is going to be back next year, and I would assume William Jackson is as well. So let's see how they do next year. And William Jackson, of course, we still have over half a season left, so William Jackson is still going to be able to turn it around. So yeah, he still has time, but nonetheless, these 3 guys have been disappointing, and we'll see what happens with Curtis Samuel and William Jackson in the next half of the season. And I don't know, maybe even Ryan Fitzpatrick, but there's a chance he as well doesn't come back. So kind of injury updates for the rest of the team. Logan Thomas doesn't look like he's going to play on the side field today, and I said it's a hamstring injury. They don't want to rush him back in. And, I think he needs at least a couple of days of practice, full practices. And he had a little bit of practice on, Monday. Probably would have been limited if he was listed on the report, but felt sore the next day. And I think he might be back next week, but I think it's a little bit too early this week. So don't count him in for this week. And let's just go through the full injury report. It'll be really quick, and then we'll call it a day. So Curtis Samuel, Benjamin St-Juste, and Montez Sweat were all, DNPs today. They did not practice. Benjamin St-Juste with an illness. Not sure if he'll be able to go for the game, but it is a little bit early, Thursday. So he still has, the rest of today, Friday, and Saturday, and a little bit of Sunday to recover from that. So, for now, I think he will play, but if he's still a DNP tomorrow, then that's when, it's a little bit concerning. I want him back this week, or I want him to play this week, obviously, because he's been solid for us. De'Ami Brown, Sam Cosmi, Antonio Gibson, Sammis Reyes, Brandon Sheriff, and Cam Sims were all limited today, and William Jackson III practiced in full today. So now we'll go real quick to the Bucs injury report. The Bucs are also dealing with a ton of injuries. So Antonio Brown did not practice today. He will definitely be out. From a lot of reports, it looks like he's going to be out a couple more weeks. Chris Godwin hasn't practiced all week. Not sure what'll happen with him. I would say probably a 50-50, but if he doesn't practice tomorrow, then he probably won't play. Gronkowski's out for another 2 to 3 weeks, so he's going to be out for this game. Defensive tackle Steve McClendon, he didn't practice today, but it's rest. Jason Pierre-Paul, a DNP, he might not play as well. Rashard Robinson was downgraded to DNP, so he might not play. And Giovanni Bernard will play in this game. So they are struggling with injuries. I mean, their offense is just taking a hit with 2 of their 3 best receivers, their best tight end. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but it looks like they're going to be without Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, and Jason Pierre-Paul at least, and maybe Chris Godwin as well. So that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about our injuries, and especially Curtis Samuel, and if we if you think that we should shut him down. And I just saw Juan Gotti posted a very similar video about an hour ago, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. You guys all know Long God, he's a great Washington football team YouTuber. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.